That's all on, and then start the base station. Or try to, if it would actually. Let's try this again. And there we go. So OpenBTS is up. I don't know how much detail you're going to be able to see on the screen here with the camera zooming in. One thing I do want to show you is the TIMSIS command. So I don't know if you can actually make that out on the screen. The command I typed was TIMSIS, T-M-S-I-S. What that shows me is a list of all of the temporary IMSIs that have been allocated by the base station. In other words, how many people are currently associated with it. So you can see right at the bottom here, 0 TIMSIs in table. So I've started it up clean. There's nothing there. Nobody's connected. A couple of other things I'm going to show you as well. I'm just going to turn this around so I can do it. So a couple of other commands that I've typed here. Cell ID. That shows you that my mobile country code that I'm using at the moment is 001. In the GSM specification, country code 1 is test. I'm then using a mobile network code, an MNC of 01. So again, that's test. So I'm a test network in a test country. I'm operating on a non-European cellular, a non-American cellular frequency. And then if you look at the bottom here, the short name of the network that I'm starting is called DEFCON 18. Some phones will display that, others won't. But the point that I want to make across is that at the moment this is in a non-hostile configuration. It's in a test mode, it's not advertising any known network, it's not operating on a US cellular frequency, and certainly as it started up, nobody was connected to it. So I'll leave that running for a few minutes. If people really want to do a scan for the network, you can, but I prefer people to just leave their phones alone. Just take it out of your pocket every couple of minutes, try and make a call, see if it's actually handed over. Because I'll come back to this in just a sec and show you how easy it is to make phones hand over here. So we've got the BTS in test mode. How do we then make this into an IMSI catcher instead of just a random cellular network? Well, the way that cell phones identify the network is by two values. I mentioned them already, the mobile country code, mobile network code. Mobile country code, 310 for USA. There's a full list on Wikipedia for every country around the world. 3-digit number, not really that hard to spoof. Mobile network code, again, two-digit number, maybe a 3-digit number that you can look up on Wikipedia. Not really much security there. It's pretty trivial to change it. You can, I'll show you in a sec how to do it on OpenBTS. It's not hard. It's really not hard. And then once I've set the MNC and the MCC, I can change the network name as well, so that when it displays on your phone, instead of seeing DEFCON 18, you'll see whatever network it is that I want you to see. In most cases, well, in some cases, I've noticed that handsets will not hand across to the base station unless the short name of the network, the network name, is entered case correctly. So it's kind of sad when the security of your cell phone calls comes down to a case-sensitive string comparison. Not much security there. So that's really all that's involved in spoofing a network. So let's come over here and actually do it. Before I do, I'm just going to type TIMSIS again. Wow, that's 15 people. 15 handsets are currently connected to my tower. And that's without spoofing any cellular network. So 15 people in this room are currently having their cellular phone calls intercepted by me, and my BTS is not advertising any known network in the world. It's in a test mode, it's on a non-frequency, and we're still one quick thing, raise your hand if you have an iPhone. Okay, if you do not have your hand in the air, you're probably not connected to my network. my experience, it's generally the iPhones that connect most easily. It's actually been quite the bane of my existence trying to keep the damn iPhones away. I kid you not, it's impossible to get rid of the damn things. So, okay. So, we have... Oh wow, we now have 30 Timothy's on the table. People are still handing over to this. So in the few seconds that it took me to explain why there's 15 people, 15 more people connected. It's insane. It's really easy to do. So let's spoof an MNC and an MCC. So I mentioned the cell ID command. So that shows you the MCC, MNC, location area code, and cell ID. I can then do cell ID. Quick question for the audience. Raise your hand if you'd like me to spoof T-Mobile. Okay. Raise your hand if you'd like me to spoof AT&T. Should have seen that one coming. Okay. So, I'm just going to turn this around. All I do is I type cell ID, and then I give it the mobile country code. Well, we're in the States, so our mobile country code here is 310. And then I give it a mobile network code. Well, AT&T's mobile network code, they have several, but the most common one that they use is 410. So let's type that in. And then I'm going to leave the location area code and the cell ID the same, so that's going to be 666 and 10. That's it. I'm now spoofing AT&T. I could, be a little more careful about it. I can do config. So here, the cell ID command here. 310, 410, 666, 10, that sets my mobile country code and my mobile network code. And then this command down here, config gsm.shortname AT&T. And as far as your cell phones are concerned, I am now indistinguishable from AT&T. So, the question was, how long does it take to hand over? That's kind of the point of the talk, in all honesty. From this point, at this point, we have an IMSI catcher. I can sit here and over the next 20 minutes, half an hour, every AT&T cell phone in the room will gradually hand over to my network, gradually start giving me all your traffic. So from this point on, the only question becomes, how can we make phones hand over more rapidly? In practice, it might sit here for an hour before any significant number of phones connect. So we want some techniques to speed it up. So at this point, we do have a simple IMSI catcher. We're spoofing a cellular network. Clearly, handsets in the audience are handing across to me. Has anyone actually tried to make a call and hear the recorded warning message yet? Yeah, one here, another at the back, another over here. So yeah, I mean, clearly you guys are handing over, you're connecting to my network. I'm getting all of your traffic. So how do we filter this down? Well, firstly, I now know your IMSIs. So I can filter based on IMSI. If I know the IMSI of the specific person that I want to target, I can exclude everyone but that IMSI. Likewise, I can do the same with the IMEI, which is the equipment serial number, the equipment identifier. I can say only allow Nokias to connect, or only allow iPhones to connect. I'm not sure you can quite get it down to that level of granularity, but so you can say this particular IMEI is allowed to connect and nobody else is. So I could restrict it down to a limited set by various different parameters.